no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going for milk.
You want to breathe a bit?
I got this.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Handle the Heat. I'm your host TK, and with me today is musician, content producer, and host Rorisang Thandekiso. Rorisang, welcome to the show.
Yay!
It's about time. I've been waiting for this day.
It's finally happening. It's been a long wait. It's been a very long wait. But
like, you know when Casper says, I will leave them with a blue tick? You did that for the longest of time.
Did I leave you with a blue tick?
Yes, for a while. I had to harass you to finally get you to reply.
No, because I think it's because, like, I don't know why though. Why are you making me like?
I'm not saying you're bad.
No, I think it's just like because it was in the DMs, was it not?
Yes.
Yes. That
pause. Wait. The way she said that makes me sound.
No, it was in the DMs. It was in the DMs, and you gotta be careful out here in the streets. So, you know what I mean? You gotta just
To clarify, the DM message.
The mere fact that you have to clarify is already a problem.
Oh.
But I'm here.
Okay, let's focus on why we're here. How are you with hot food?
I think I'm relatively okay. I think I'm good. Stayed in West Africa for a bit. I still enjoy West African food. Yeah, so I think I'm okay.
Okay, the name of the show is Handle the Heat. So whether you're from West Africa, North Africa, South Africa, the question is, can you actually handle the heat?
I think I can.
Okay, we're gonna put that to the test.
Okay, cool.
I think you must put your will out right now. Talk to your family, talk to your friends. Should something happen?
Love my mom. Jesus Lord.
And he sits on the throne. These are signs you're dealing with church people. If Jesus is Lord, or you're saying things like, I felt so downcast, churched.
I'm churched, so yeah, I'm just, Jesus better be on the other side to catch me. That's all I'm saying. He better be on the other side to catch me.
You ready?
Anything wrong cause I'm in love with the music. Anything wrong cause I'm obsessed with the music. If you won't speak, hold your peace. I gotta confess, I love the jukebox. Anything wrong, I'm infatuated with the music.
This is the way it starts. Guys, respect my show.
Alright. This is good.
Let's talk about your come up.
My come up?
YoTV, Wild Grim Days. Like, what was the experience like? And what was your most embarrassing moment when you were still fresh on set? Because you spend a lot of time being on set, knowing how to play or knowing how to act like everything's cool, but there's a mess backstage or a mess in your ears. What was the most embarrassing moment where you know it's too late, the world knows? We screwed up this episode.
Well, my come up was actually quite interesting. I didn't plan. And when I say plan, because most people go for auditions, they look for casting agencies and whatnot. That wasn't my journey. I was doing public speaking and debating, and I got spotted. Went overseas, did Global Young Leader Summit, came back, and YoTV was like, yo, there's auditions. And when I got there was just two of us. And I was like, hey, because I didn't even know what auditions looked like. I was like, okay, maybe this is the norm. And to cut a long story short, in 2 weeks I was doing a live show called Blue Couch. Having said that, I was on Blue Couch, and we were going to elections, and we had guests. So Blue Couch is like Oprah for kids. Yep. So we talk about important things. And elections was the topic that day, and I wasn't quite accustomed to having an earpiece. And the director was like, I think I said the elections were on the 24th instead of the 28th. And then he was like, no, it's actually on the 24th. And I was like, oh no, really? Then I started speaking to the director live on air and disregarding my audience, because now I'm like trying to have a conversation with this person who's in my ear. Everyone's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was just like,
serious? I can't hear you. What?
Yeah. It's
louder.
like, what? Wait, the 24. It's in the 2028. And I was just like, everyone's like, what's going on? And I think most people at home are not even aware that there's somebody talking to us throughout the entire time in our ears. So I forgave myself, but Akumzi never let me live it down. Like, every time he would see me, he's like, do you remember? I was like, dude, stop doing that. Don't do that. I think he was starting to produce then, and I guess it was just his thing to rub it in my face. So from a TV perspective, probably the most embarrassing moment.
The journey's been worthwhile though, because I mean, you went from host to content producer.
I ended up even producing Blue Couch. So how it happened is, very opinionated. So I once sat across,
very opinionated, guys.
Extremely, like I can't stop. We had our commissioning editor, who was also head of SABC Children. And she was like, what did you think of the show? She'd have this little meeting. And I was like, I thought that show was boring. I was like, duh, duh, duh. And she was like, oh, really? She was like, okay, cool. So we can't wait to see your first producer. I was like, what? She was like, you can come here. There's telephones, there's internet. You can sit on one of the computers. You put a show together. And I put my first show together. It aired on my birthday. My first ever guest that I ever produced an episode for was Masilo. And it was a Women's Month special. And I've never looked back since. It was just,
wow.
I ended up doing it every fortnight. Then it was like, I'm doing it. Then the producer left. Then are you continuing? And then it was like, oh, this is a world. And yeah, then I had the opportunity to tap into other spaces and produce for other platforms outside of where I was airing as a presenter. And I fell in love with it.
Really interesting.
Fell in love with it.
You ready?
I mean, I just need us to acknowledge that I did very well with the first one. I'm just...
Side note, there is nothing on the first wing before we pat ourselves on the back.
Okay, cool. I'm ready.
Ready for wing number 2?
I think it's so red. Why is it...
This is the Having's original sauce.
Can I tell you what the problem is?
Yeah.
I don't know how to... You know there's a technique in eating this part of
There is.
it.
I still suck at doing it. I try my best.
Oh yeah. No more worries. Yeah. No more pain. Yeah. No more being discouraged. Yeah. I choose to be this way. Oh yeah.
Whoa. Alright, I'm still good. First of all, this is disrespectful. How are you going to eat a chicken wing like this and leave?
Listen, I'm here to ask
Chicken on it.
questions, not eat wings. Wow. This is how you find the one, guys. You know she's the one once you finish your wings. Okay, so, music. The incredible band Music came together. People started falling in love with the stuff you're putting out.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere there was a fallout. But before we talk about the fallout, you wrote a lot of the songs, not even though you guys were a whole band, a lot of the songs were written by you.
Tazzy actually.
And Tazzy.
Tazzy wrote a lot of the songs on the album.
Tazzy's a great musician.
I mean, epic, the best. I actually feel that Tazzy and Vic are probably the most best kept secret in terms of South African music. And when I say South African music, it's because I confidently know that they can jump into any space and absolutely do justice to it. So how Music happened is we did Jukebox, which Jukebox was kind of written already, it was kind of done. So I jumped onto it as a vocalist. And when we did the rest of the album, we had like about a very short space of time because we were chasing a gig that we gotten, but we only had Jukebox. So we had to like, start packing out the music. So the writing process was very short, and it was everybody kind of pulling out stuff that they had already done, and we just reworking on it. So for argument's sake, Moemedi, which is the Sotho song, Tazzy had already had parts of it. I just came with the hardcore Sotho for some of the verses. It was a collaborative effort, but I must say that from a writing perspective, our leader was definitely Tazzy in that space.
But why the fallout? You guys could have been the
We
next
had a fallout. No, a fallout.
break up, fallout, split,
Not a fallout.
divorce.
It's a break.
It might as well
It feels like a long break.
Yeah.
One, being signed to a record label is a lot harder than what a lot of people put out. We were in a very suspicious contract. That's me being as politically correct as I can be. And we found loopholes in the contract which allowed us then to leave that particular record label. But that process was draining. I think a lot of people don't understand how much of yourself you give off trying to get out of a space that you don't really want to be in. Then we were introduced to things like deadlines and this music. Let's kick it in. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Then Musica needs this deadline and whatever. And when we made the music, it was in our pace, our time, our space. Then we had two other band members who were not necessarily part of the process of making the music, but we all got signed together. That started causing rifts and straining the relationship We then let them go, and the 3 original members of Musart stayed, which is myself, Tazi, and Vic. And we had new pressures and new demands and new deadlines, and we're just like, it just doesn't feel the same. And the more we had that conversation and the more we felt it, the more we had to be honest with ourselves as a unit and honest with ourselves as individuals. You know, I was doing TV, Vic was absolutely doing amazing things in the engineering and, you know, producing space, as well as Tazi. I mean, they've given, and I say this, they've given some of your favorite artists hits.
Yeah.
Like,
there's hits Tazi's made, people don't even know.
Like, they've given your favorite artists hits.
Yeah.
Hooks included, you know what I mean? And then I think Tazi was bold enough to have a conversation with us to say, yo, I'm at a space where I want to do something else. And I kind of think it kind of released all of us to be like, okay, maybe we do need a time out. Then we had like a fake time out. Then Rakopadi left back. Then we tried to push again. I think we did Get Down. I almost said Get Out. We did Get Down. We released Get Down, and it didn't feel seamless. It didn't feel effortless anymore. And we decided to break. So earlier on this year, which is 2019, we had lunch and all hung out together and just catched up a bit. And
caught up. You see, presenters make grammar and jargon mistakes. Catched up.
We catched up, man. Is the catch? We catched up. We catched up.
Bruce Hana Moyang will be back, Liana, and some more people are from Africa. But like in a corner, so Harakuta, the Vinzorola Billion, to celebrate Workers' Day.
South Africa has been going through a lot in the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So we have the MI Next GBV conversation going on, the xenophobic conversation going on, and you spent some time in Nigeria. So I wouldn't be shocked to hear how moved you are by seeing some of the stories on Twitter, seeing some of the stuff on the news. What is the view that you feel has not been addressed or hasn't been spoken about in terms of the xenophobic attacks and in terms of the GBV and my next movement? Like what stuff are we not talking about?
Sure. There's a lot. I think there's a lot we're not talking about. But I think let me start with xenophobic attacks and xenophobia in general. I feel like people post it up and it's on social media and there's hashtags, but I feel like we're still not doing the ground root level. Half of the people who think the way they think about other people from different parts of Africa are not on Instagram. They're not seeing that hashtag, all right? They're not exposed to the information that you and I may be privy to. And I feel like there's no one who's having conversations with those people. Who's speaking to the man that thinks it's okay to kill another person because they don't come from the same place they come from? You know, that's not going to be a hashtag conversation. That's a man-to-man, face-to-face, I need to change your mind about something situation. I know for a fact that the bulk of South Africa is not necessarily xenophobic, but they have attitudes towards people from other parts of Africa. I'll give an example. I speak fluent Pidgin. I eat Nigerian food. That's what I consume the most. And somebody will go, ooh, ulungela Nigerian. And I'm like, no, I eat McDonald's. Does that mean I'm marrying an American man? And it just shows you that you're not necessarily going out to go kill people, but you have perceptions. And I feel like on a more woke level, we're not having those conversations. We're not having conversations about how young people who are your age and mine think about foreign nationals. You know, saying no to xenophobia, but you're still having conversations about them, about the way they look, about the way they sound, about, oh my God, their food smells so bad. You're just as bad as that guy, you know, because you don't have a respect for their humanity. If you can't respect my food, how are you even respecting me as a human being? If you can't respect the way I sound when I talk and my accent, how are you respecting me as a human being? So I feel from a xenophobic point of view, there's a lot of fluff, like everybody's saying no to xenophobia, which I agree with, but for me it feels like that racist conversation when you go, but I've got like one black friend, I've got like one foreign friend. Does it make you really understand the plight of people and the things that they're going through? And if the answer is no, then I just feel like we're wasting time on social media. everybody's sounding cute, but no one is saying the truth. When it comes to gender-based violence, I was at Wits, I think it was a week ago, and there was a prayer that was taking place, and everybody was very vocal in speaking. And maybe because of the place of where I come from my faith-based, I don't think that women are called to be angry. I think that they are called to bring about a change. I find that in the conversations that I'm in, a lot of people are very passionate about what they're saying, but in practicality are very passive, you know? I find that women will call out other women who've stayed in abusive relationships, yet your mother stayed, but you are okay with bullying somebody on social media because she's babes Odumo. You feel you have the right to say, you and Mampincha are the exact same thing. It's just different forms of abuse. So I feel like as women, yes, we are at a point where we've had enough, and I agree with that. But it can't be from a passive stance. It can't be from a social media stance. It can't be from a place with no empathy. You know, women who are in abusive relationships who find it's a psychological process, and I find sometimes as women we're so quick to speak and say whatever we want to say without considering the woman on the other side, and men are just nowhere to be seen. I find that they are literally, I mean, I got a couple of SMSs from my guy friends like, oh no, if I've ever done whatever, and for half of those SMSs I was rolling my eyes. I was like, don't send me that SMS in private, put it up. Exactly what you're saying. Don't say it to me because I'm your friend and there's a comfort of our relationship or our friendship. Be the person who says it. Send that SMS to your dude friends and say, this is what I'm sending to all my female friends. What have you said? You know?
So what do you want to? What do you want to see from a guy's perspective? What do you want to see guys do?
I would like to see guys call each other out. That's literally what it is. You know a guy in the past 2 weeks who's probably had a conversation that's out of tone about a woman. There's no calling out from a dude's perspective. Y'all are still, man. I think y'all better give me credit out here. I haven't even touched the water, let alone the milk. We can go, wow. Okay, she there. Woo. She got that after face. Ding ding. I'm not going for the water anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm so close. Wow.
You can do this.
By the way, how do I win?
I guess don't drink local water.
What? Okay, cool.
So, the one thing you can run away from as a child is you come from a pastoral house.
Yeah.
And your dad's an amazing man. Concentrate.
I'm concentrating.
So I bet you later, music, presenting, entertainment, you did all these things, and
Yeah.
I guess from an ignorant point of view, people say, oh, she's a runaway child, but they don't know you were actually really strong in your faith from the get-go.
Yeah.
And now you're a preacher.
I'm not a preacher.
Her bio says disciple.
No, disciple means the Bible says go out into the earth and tell the people about Jesus. I'm a disciple in that sense. Is my tongue supposed to be being
I like how you're crying and answering. It sounds so sincere. Like, you gotta believe her right now.
Okay.
You okay?
So I do come from a story. I think I put some of it in my eye.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, don't touch your face.
Okay. I'm not drinking the milk and water. I'm just having it right now.
It's okay, you can.
I think I need more Soviets. You're clearly fine.
Just under your eye.
Oh, really? There's more?
Got a bit of flat from you.
I got this, man.
So you tell us about your faith walk.
Jesus is Lord. I think for me, it's just been, why does it get harder the more I talk? My faith has been it's been the cornerstone of everything I do, and from which I do it from. So a lot of people see me as a presenter, they see me as many different things, but truly the source of who I am is
the source of who I am.
The source. Woo. Is really from my faith. I think that I always say the best gift that my mom gave me was Jesus Christ, giving me the knowledge and the basis of that. And the next best adventure that I've ever been on was a relationship with Christ.
That's powerful.
And I think I've just from a very young age learned that I don't have to be shy about it. I think there's a notion in our industry that in order for you to be successful, you kind of need to play down the things you really believe in. And I say this all the time, miss me with that. I don't get it. People glorify all sorts of things in their lives, and the minute you want to glorify God, it's almost like you're being too much, you're being deep, and it's like, no, it's not. It's I'm being myself. But also I think my faith has also been the reason for my success in the industry. So anybody who tries to convince me that I need to play down my faith is essentially saying to me, I need to let go of everything that God has given me, which is stuff that they get to enjoy from me and the giftings that he's given me. So yeah, Malinga. What's this thing called? Mangali. I feel like it just gave me a Dr. Malinga kick. That's why I probably called it Malinga.
Hey! You're a last minute kick, Dr. Malinga. What's that?
You're doing well. Trust me, it's gonna hurt as you breathe. Thanks for coming to the show. Everyone's probably happy that you're here. With all your tears, afro, brown skin girl. Would you like to challenge?
Oh my God.
Guys, I haven't done this for a while either, so I'm burning just as much.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink water. I'm cool.
I'm not drinking it.
You can, it's okay.
No. Can I face this way?
You can take a walk if you wanna. It's okay. That was a church hug. Did you see that?
Is there another question? Are we done?
Who do you want to challenge?
I want to challenge who?
Who do you want? Who do you want to challenge? A real man would help you.
No.
Okay. No means no.
No, exactly. I can't think. I'm gonna challenge. I'm gonna challenge Case Beer.
Woo! Case beer. I'm burning too. You want to end this? Thank you for coming. I'm cool. I'm done. I'm really done now. I'll take care of you burning. Yeah, no, I'm burning. I haven't done it 2 months.
I can shoot 5.
But this time you don't even breathe.
Sure, you're still okay. I can see.
I haven't done it so long. It's sensitive.
Must I put it on
Yeah, you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? I'm gonna crush.
No,